Hello. Don't mind the bows, it's Christmas Eve. In my closet, I have a basket, and anytime I break an article of clothing, I decide I want it tailored, changed, adjusted, dyed, whatever, it goes in that basket. The basket is getting a bit overflowed. It needs to be addressed. So today's the day. And by today, I mean however long this takes. I'm working on getting better at repairing, and that's what this is about. Let's talk about the pile. First up, we have my comfort sweatshirt. This is my overstimulation sweatshirt. It was my go-to sweater for about a year and a half, and I got a stain on it. I got a grease stain on there. I tried really hard to get this stain out, did all the research, did all the things. I'm sure people will tell me in the comments what to do, but it'll be too late by the time you leave the comment. And I plan on covering it up. Next up, we have a pair of pants that just need to be tailored. They are very long. I am a short person. I'm somewhere between 5'0" and 5'2". I grew in college. I don't know what I am now. I have 3 things that I would like to dye. One is this tan baby tee that I like to wear under things. Next, I have this Tillamook t-shirt, and I'm really sad by the quality of this t-shirt. The color's just kind of washed out in certain places. So I'd like to dye this red. We'll see how that affects the print on it, though. The last thing I would like to throw in this red dye bath is this pair of shorts. I don't know what was going on with me in this color, just going all in on it, but it's not my color. So I'm going to dye all of this red. A small repair is this headband, which was very cheaply made, and the little caps on the end are falling apart, and they have this really gross glue on them. They didn't even sew it in place. They just glued it in place. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to sew it down and make it a little bit more durable. Next up, I keep going back and forth on this. I do like this being long, but I really want a cropped denim shirt, and this fit would be perfect for a cropped denim shirt. So I want to make this shorter. Speaking of cropping things, we're going to shorten a t-shirt, and I'm going to learn how to shorten a t-shirt. Normally, when I shorten a t-shirt, I just cut it off, but I want to learn how to do it properly and actually keep the hem at the bottom, ideally. I'm gonna learn a thing. Next up, I've been told you shouldn't share your undergarments on the internet. Couldn't care less about social norms when we're talking about repairing things, which is a good thing. So I'm going to show a bralette that I have and wear all the time. It's super comfortable, but it's got this little hole in the middle where you don't want a hole. I mean, it's not bad. I'm just worried about it falling apart because this was cheaply made. Next up, this one's going to give some feelings potentially to some of the fiber artists around here. I messed up washing a sweater. This is the first time this has happened to me. I tossed in some hand-dyed red socks that I knit in the same bowl as this sweater. It's a little subtle, but there are pink blotch stains just sporadically throughout this sweater. Instead of being devastated that my go-to basic sweater has been ruined, I'm gonna lean into it if I have time. This is my Northern Augustine sweater. This is the second one that I have made, and the sleeves are way too long and uneven, so I need to shorten one of these sleeves and do a little bit of sweater surgery. I feel like it's not even gonna take that long, and I've just been procrastinating on it so much. Oh, I have one more thing actually. A pair of jeans for my husband. He has requested that I add belt loops to them. He would like 2 extra belt loops in the front, so we'll probably have to do that too. I feel like I should start with the dyeing, because that's easy. Starting with dyeing everything red, I am using RIT all-purpose dye. I had to struggle picking what type of dye to use because these are all natural and synthetic fiber blends. And I found a bottle of the RIT Color Stay Dye Fixative. So bonus points. I am so lazy I was never going to buy this, but it was $2. So now I feel like I have to use it. I'm going to use both methods. We're going to start by dyeing everything first. I think that's correct. I think you dye everything first, rinse it, wash it, and then you go in with the fixative. Wish me luck. Look at those lovely Kool-Aid looking stains mocking me for my mistakes. Also, can you see what I'm saying about this orange t-shirt where the orange has gotten much brighter around the collar? It's more muted around the rest of the shirt, and I don't like that. But it's okay, we're fixing it. I gathered my supplies, including my size small rubber gloves that are still too big. I also snagged my designated crafting bowl and multi-purpose RIT dye. Tossed in some boiling water. Look at that, ooh. I also threw in some distilled white vinegar because the internet told me to. I added more boiling water and will continue to do so. I'm testing out the dye here, pretending like I know what I'm looking for, and here comes mistake number 1. Did you catch it? I put dry clothes into the dye bath. That is incorrect. I have dyed things before and I find it funny this is my first time making this mistake. Not once, but again later in the video. Keep your eyes open for that. Either way, I let the clothes rest in the bath for a while. As expected, I wasn't able to fit the sweater in my dye bowl with the other clothes, so I'm going to dye that separately. So while everything's soaking in the hot water, I'm going to move on to working on fixing my stained comfort sweater. So here's my plan with this guy. On Canva, I typed out some words, printed them onto a sheet of paper, and I'm gonna tape this onto here. And I'm gonna use a alcohol marker to draw in the words, not too much because I'm expecting this to bleed a fair amount, but just to serve as a guide. And then I'm gonna go and hand paint with fabric ink. It's not the most even dye job in the world, but that is completely on me. Rookie mistake. I forgot that you should always make sure that the items you're putting in the dye bath are fully wet before putting them in the dye bath, and that just helps the color spread a little bit more evenly. But the uneven color is consistent throughout the sweater, so it just looks a little bit marled. And for some reason, all the ends poked out, which is interesting to me. The sweatshirt is still curing. It definitely dries to the touch after a day, but you have to let it cure for a week fully. So I'm gonna let this chill for a week before going ahead and washing it. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I dyed 2 shirts and my shorts, so everything has been turned red. One thing I made sure to do was after dyeing these and doing the dye fixative, I rinsed everything out thoroughly and then I put it in the washing machine because it's all machine washable. So I did a full wash cycle and then I went ahead and did another one just to make extra sure, and bless you. As for tonight, it is 4 p.m. I have 4 hours until my husband and I leave to watch the new Avatar movie. We're going to go see a movie tonight, and it's 3.5 hours long, so that's going to be the whole night. But on the docket for today is I want to try sewing up the headband. I think that's going to be like a 20-minute task. I want to, excuse me, hem these pants. I tried them on, and they don't feel loose around the waist, so maybe that was never an issue and they just needed to be hemmed. And Pippin's sitting on it, but I'm gonna also try and hem my denim shirt. I want to keep the ball rolling on this because I'm making progress. For hemming my denim shirt, I kept it pretty simple. I just marked with pins where I wanted the hem to lay. I cut the shirt off a little bit below that point, leaving room for seam allowance. I folded it up twice, ironed it down in place, and sewed it up. Easy peasy. I've been sewing up a storm. I'm wearing the headband. I just finished it. My fingers are still sticky. It probably took about 15 minutes in total to do all that, which is nice. I'm killing time. I'm going to go see Avatar 3 in a little bit. I already saw it with my husband, and it just kind of stuck with me for a couple days, and I wanted to see it again, which we did for Way of Water as well. Like, I'll rewatch a movie anytime. Can't explain it. But this has been the week of me rewatching stuff. And it's not even a comfort thing this time. It's like a movie analysis thing. I don't know what the internet's saying. This is the tough thing about not having social media. If there's some kind of scandal, I don't know about it. Not knowing any context going on outside of the movie, just having seen the movie, I really like it. But I'm also a certified movie lover, not typically a hater. I also watched The Roses this week, and I've seen it before in theaters, but it was on sale on Apple. I don't have streaming services, really. At best, I downloaded Netflix for a month so I could watch the new Knives Out movie. So the money we would spend on streaming service, we instead spend on buying movies, both physical copies, I have hundreds of DVDs, or online. It's been really nice because now when we want to watch a movie or TV show, it's filled with stuff we already love. So now when I do download Netflix, I'm looking at it being like, there's nothing on here I want to watch other than like 2 things. Why would I pay for this every month? Oh, I was talking about rewatching movies. Keep going on these fun tangents. So I'm rewatching Avatar, rewatched The Roses, the new Knives Out movie. I saw it, and then on Christmas, I watched it with my husband, and now I just restarted it to watch a third time 3 days in a row. I watched Glass Onion immediately after, which is the second Knives Out movie, and I watched that again today. The past 3 days have just been me constantly rewatching movies. It's been really fun watching the same movie back to back and getting to notice all the little things and looking at it from a different perspective each time, where maybe I'll really pay attention to the story, or I really want to pay attention to the characters, really pay attention to the mystery, and getting to dial in and focus on different things. That's what I'm up to. I am also a little sad because my latest knitting project did not work out. I'm just trying things. I like to just try things, but I've been really wanting a loose knit sweater that's just incredibly soft and breezy, oversized, slouchy to wear as like pajamas with sweatpants. So I wanted to make something like that, but I'm struggling to find a pattern. I think on this one I should just follow a pattern. I don't want to self-draft it. I've tried like 4 times now and it has not worked out. I'm blocked for some reason with the loose knits. So if there are any knitwear designers out here, I will buy and I will advertise a pattern. If you come up with a loose knit pattern for 8mm needles using DK weight yarn, please. I don't want to do a raglan because I don't really like how raglan seams look when you do it on a loose knit, but maybe I should just try that next. The main issue with this, the top is totally fine. Top is fine. If I added sleeves, the sleeves would be fine. It's the bottom part. It's so loose, and I think I maybe made it way too big. And the hem, like I was expecting a rolled hem, but usually on loose knits, especially with a cotton blend yarn, I wasn't expecting to roll as much. Usually when I've done this yarn fiber type, the hems don't roll as much. So I'm a little bit surprised, but also not surprised. So I almost had something. Hi, Pippin. Don't knock over the phone. Good girl. I'm feeling good about how many clothes I have been mending, changing, tailoring. These are things that I've been wanting to wear. These are things I've been wanting to wear. but they've been sitting in a basket for the past year and I've been procrastinating on working on them. So it's been really nice to sit down and just get them done. This is an informal video of mine. I do like to mix it up a little bit. I love to go all in and focus on the cinematography and do a great script and go all out. And sometimes I just like to press play and see what happens. Did you have a good Christmas? You did. She got some bites of rotisserie chicken. It was a good day for Pippin. All right, I need to stop this recording. I'm gonna say some weird stuff, I can tell. Last night, tragedy struck. I wore the newly dyed red sweater to see Avatar, and without thinking, wore my favorite sports bra underneath, which is white. It is no longer white. So everything is gonna go into the washer, and I'm gonna wash it multiple times today, and we're gonna see what that does. I also threw the white bra in there, just seeing if I can even it out and make it a pink one. Because it just got a little pink where, you know, you sweat. It's fine. It's all right. I just need to grieve for a second. I mostly just feel dumb for making that mistake. As far as the dyeing goes, I just hate dyeing things in general. Like, I could never be a yarn dyer. It's not a process I enjoy. And I feel like I did a lot correct with the yarn dyeing process. Made sure to use really hot water, did it for the correct amount of time, used the dye fixative afterwards, and washed it multiple times before wearing it. The only issue I could really see is that I used the wrong type of dye for the project. I know RIT all-purpose dye isn't exactly the gold standard, and it's meant for certain materials and not others, but I figured pretty much everything I dyed was a mixture of both natural and synthetic fibers. So the all-purpose one just made the most sense to me, but maybe that's wrong. I'm always like, oh, it's okay if I stain something, I can just dye it, and then I have to actually go through the process of doing it. So I'll take some recommendations. I don't want to work with acid dye because I don't want to do a whole PPE setup in order to dye clothes, and I'm going to be doing this so infrequently. I don't need or want to be procuring like a whole bunch of stuff to dye with, but I will accept advice on how to do it better and get the color to stay in and not bleed as much. Or maybe it's just, nope, you just need to wash it like 5 times afterwards to really get all the extra out of there. Maybe that's just the case. I'm gonna get started on these projects today. Today, the goal is to add belt loops to my husband's pants. That's probably what I'm gonna do first because I already have denim thread in the sewing machine ready to go. My other activity for today that I'm probably not gonna show you is planning out our potential next apartment. Found a 3-bedroom that I really like. I like the neighborhood it's in, but it is a little bit more expensive, so we gotta wait like a long time because we gotta pay off student loans before making that kind of financial decision. YouTube did their like YouTube Wrapped for the end of 2025, and mine was really funny because I saw a lot of people who were crafters posting theirs, and it was all these crafting channels were their top 5, and the huge topics for them were all crafting related. Mine was personal finance, and my top creators were all personal finance channels. Pippin, I'm gonna need you to stop, honey. You're an indoor cat. I'm so sorry to tell you. I also forgot to show you, I destroyed a bra yesterday and I repaired one the next. I repaired that little hole in my bra by just, doing some very simple whip stitches around it. And I've started weaving in my ends with sewing the same way I weave in my ends with knitting. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do, but I'm always very worried that knots are going to come undone and it's gonna fall apart. So we're just crushing it on getting stuff done right now. Okay, these are 2 different pairs of jeans for my husband. These are his new pair, and he said that he misses having this extra belt loop in the front here. That should be quick. Not planning on doing anything fancy, just literally gonna sew them down. Found a 3rd pair. Time to seam rip. At this point, I'm wondering if I should hand sew these in place. I'm worried my sewing machine won't be able to handle it. Even though I do have a denim needle on there right now, I'm still a little worried.
I don't think about it. About you leaving me. don't know who I'd be. Would everything we built just turn to broken leaves? I don't think about it. Do you think of me? Walking out that door, never hearing me talk to myself in the morning anymore. Would it all just turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn? You don't think about it. Maybe it scares you like it scares me. What do we do with all the possibilities? Doesn't it scare you like it scares me? What do we do with all the possibilities? We don't think about it. We don't think about it.
I think it's time for a bonus project. I frequently reupholster this ottoman. I built it. It was really easy using an old foam mattress I had, and it has a wooden base with some rails on the bottom, and I'll reupholster it every once in a while based on the vibe I want the room to be in. Finally settled on this one. This is my favorite so far. It's a woven blanket, and it's worked out really well, but I never bothered sewing down the corners, so they're just kind of open here. And sorry, Pippin, they have a tendency to come out and fray. I'm honestly shocked that the cats do not claw at this more, because this material feels like one that they would love to claw at. And they have a thing for ottomans. Time to do some sweater surgery. I should probably pause my movie. I have never done this before. Hi, Pippin. There's going to be needles. So you're going to need to not be here, because needles are not good for you. They're like so bad for you. I'm going to touch the belly until you leave. You're really committed, huh? Okay, well then, just sit nicely. I'll use a dull needle. I'm going to sew in a lifeline where I want it to connect at the top, and I'm going to sew a lifeline where I want it to connect at the bottom. I'm going to cut the yarn and unravel a full round and sew it together. Okay, let's do some ramen noodle sewing. Note to self, much harder with ramen noodle yarn. I suppose I could steam it, but I'm feeling kinda lazy. Whew, my back. I shouldn't be doing this. This looks like it could be right. I messed up. Undo. Now we're doing it right. I wasn't considering if I was going in through the front or back of the stitch when I started. Ooh, my foot's tingly. I let it fall asleep. This is your reminder, be better than me. Get up and stretch. Drink some water. Into the front, out through the back. Into the front, out through the back. I'm gonna go back and even out these stitches, I think. This is tedious. I am not looking forward to doing this on a much larger scale. I gotta fix the sweater. Remind me to go on a walk after this. Okay, hold your breath with me. I'm gonna unpick the lifelines, even though I'm only like a fourth of the way through. I just wanna check my work so far. Okay, that looks good. Looks good. Needs a little steaming, but it looks good. Couldn't really see it with the lifelines. I mean, you could, but it's just easier this way. Getting a little faster at this the more I do it. Trying to keep up with my tension as I go. Adjusting stitches as needed. You know, I still haven't seen the new Wicked movie. It's been out for over a month. I should probably get on that. I liked the Wicked movie, but I wasn't like a diehard for it. Cynthia Erivo, though, she's such a good singer, and I was surprised by Ariana Grande's ability to infuse her singing performance with comedy, especially during the song Popular. I think she did a good job. I got that shrimp posture going right now, and I can feel it, but I'm also in the zone. What, there's an end here? I could have planned that better. Whatever, it's fine. What are you stuck on? You shouldn't be stuck on anything. Shoot. Come on. Shoot. No, we're good. I've just been inconvenienced is all. Okay, how do I fix that? Or should we just cross that bridge when we get to it? Hope for the best. Okay. That's fine. Fixed it. I mean, not fixed it, but we fixed the screw up of the inattentive knitter. C'est moi. 39 minutes into this, so I've been working on this for 39 minutes. Sorry, Pippin, did I wake you up? Yeah, big stretch. I'm almost done, Pippin, then you can sleep on the sweater. Okay, this is fine. I heard some online freaking discourse. The knitting community can be so dumb sometimes. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody, but I probably will. The discourse about blocking stuff, I'm starting to not really care about the discourse. Kind of dumb to me. To say that blocking doesn't do anything feels very ignorant to say. And then to insist that you must always block no matter what feels exceptionally limiting and controlling for no reason. And I don't understand why people care so much. Gosh, some of this discourse, I know some people want to write it off as being really silly, but I've heard the tone of some of these videos and they're not being silly. They're dead serious. It's just such a stupid thing to get angry over in a world where there is far too much anger being thrown around. Like, could we just not, please for 5 seconds, could we just get along? These people need help. They need friends. Weave in my ends. Weaves in my ends. Feels not so bad after a wash, you know? I feel like you wouldn't notice so much. Let's call this one done. It's been a busy week of fixing things. Let's review. So, glad to have this sweater back in rotation. I'm still undecided on if I want to fold in the collar or not, or just leave it as is. Doing sweater surgery was exactly what I expected. It was just as tedious, but also just as simple as I thought it would be. Just glad to have my sleeves be the same length. I bought these jeans a couple months ago when I had worn through the only pair of jeans that I own and sort of panicked and ended up buying 3 different pairs of jeans that I would constantly have them in my closet. I've had these for months and I've been procrastinating doing the hemming on them. I can't explain why. I think it's just because the mental list just got too long in life. And I'm really glad that I took the time to do these the long way, but I think they're really cute. I kind of like having a different colored pair of jeans. I've only just had the blue jeans for the longest time. It's also fun realizing how short I am because every time I have to hem a pair of jeans, I end up having to take like 6, 7, 8 inches off. This was probably my favorite project in terms of process. I really like just painting onto the fabric directly. I was worried that not using a stencil would make this look not good and not polished at all, but it looks the perfect amount of handmade. The painting was definitely a good choice. I thought about doing embroidery or having a patch of some sort to cover it up, but the whole point of this sweatshirt was to have it be my comfort sweatshirt. It physically is the most comfortable piece of clothing that I own. It's my go-to everyday sweatshirt, and so adding anything with a new texture or that would change the weight of the material, that was really going to ruin the whole point of the sweatshirt. I didn't end up following a tutorial for the t-shirt. I think it turned out just fine. I mostly see myself wearing this fully tucked in, and I was just getting annoyed with how much fabric I was having to tuck in. We'll see if I end up wanting to do a straight stitch all the way across, but this does need to stretch a little bit to put on. I do have more elastic thread, but I would still be concerned that snapping is a potential issue. This may end up being one of the most worn basics in my closet. I am so happy with the fit. I think the length that I went with is just perfect. I know this was really simple and I just hemmed a shirt, but I am very excited to have this back in my closet and to have it be way more wearable now. Yay, denim shirts. I feel like this berry red and this kind of like tan brown pants is a really good combo. I think it would look really good with my white scarf. This is a good winter look. Well, I am happy that I have dyed the sweater, and I am thankful that the pink stains are no longer visible. I have been reminded that I hate dyeing fiber. It's not an activity I enjoy. The process is fine up until I need to rinse it. I find it to be way more physically intensive than it needs to be, and it takes forever to rinse it out. I think I did something wrong. I am accepting advice on this if you have some, because I know there are lots of yarn dyers here, but I'm happy to finally have a red sweater in my wardrobe. I'm glad to have this baby tee be a color that I actually like. I do enjoy just wearing it as is, but most of the time I usually wear this under something. Again, really hoping I can fix the bleeding problem on these. I still haven't checked, so maybe they're not bleeding anymore. I'm just kind of sick of washing these, and I'm scared to look at my water bill. This makes me feel like a camp counselor at Camp Tillamook. I am glad that you can still read the text on here. Again, much better colors for me. The orange, I don't know what I was thinking. Those colors were very trendy at the time that I bought these clothes, and I was giving into trends a little too much at the time. A big reason I hope I can fix or address the color bleeding issue is that I do want to wear these items layered with other stuff. I'd really like to wear this with a white cardigan and not be worried the whole time that I'm accidentally going to rub off the color on a white cardigan. And I'll be pretty sad if I find out that I just can't do that and it's just always going to be bleeding. I'm also happy with the smaller projects that I was able to get out of the way. Adding belt loops to my husband's jeans was nice to just have done. Fixing my headband so I don't have to worry about it falling apart even more, and thankfully able to tuck in all the sticky bits. And it's also a strong reminder of you get what you pay for. Don't buy cheap things unless you're okay with them behaving like cheap things. Glad to have this stitched up. I'm surprised I procrastinated on it so long. I think it literally took less than 5 minutes. And I'm still really sad about this guy. I liked it when it was white. I'm sad that it's pink now, but I'm glad that I at least got it to be evenly pink, so at least it looks slightly on purpose now. And on the bright side, this will look better under white t-shirts because it blends into my skin tone better than a bright white would. What else did I do? Oh yeah, the ottoman. Glad to have that done because about once a week I would go over to the ottoman and sort of tuck the ends back in because they would keep flying out or the cats would poke them out. It's just one little thing that I don't have to think about anymore. That's what this whole video has been. I feel a lot lighter right now, having this whole pile just done. I do have more items of clothing that I would like to adjust or need adjustment. My entire goal with this video is just to motivate people who have a thing sitting in their closet, maybe a t-shirt that just needs some stitching up. I can say that I feel better having set aside a couple days just to get through those projects. I feel a lot lighter having them done, and I am very excited to have them back in my closet. It's been 6 months of me not being able to wear my favorite sweatshirt. Why did I wait that long? Try to compliment a stranger today if you go out in public, maybe tomorrow. That's always a nice thing. Underrated. We'd be better as a society, I think, if we all complimented each other more out in public. Do you think I should end the video, Pippin? Should I end it? I'm being awkward. I'm just rambling on.